want to let them know how proud of them I am. They've been so strong, dealing with something most kids will never go through, and no kid should really have to. They've shown power, determination, strength, so many qualities that their dad had.
As many of you have probably seen, it's kind of captivated the country and the world in some ways. There's been a lot of information out there, as well as a family took to social media to make a family statement, make a post, to share with you guys a little bit of the high-level details of what happened on the weekend of October 5th. So many of you already know this, to some of you it might be news, but he was doing a canyoneering trip in Zion National Park, and he was doing a climb. It's not a climb. He's so much more adventurous than any of us. I don't even know what they're called, but it's like a excursion, I guess, where canyoneering, where you go through and you do a series of rappels, you go through potholes, and it's like a 20-hour thing. You have to go part of the way in, you camp overnight, you finish off the next day because there's not enough hours in daylight to get it all done. So it was a really, really big technical thing that he was doing, and it was like one of his bucket list items that he just wanted to tackle someday because it's like the crown jewel of the Zion canyoneering. He'd been doing this birthday trip for years. In fact, I've been on a couple of them with him 7-8 years ago, and we did some fun stuff, much more beginner friendly than this, but this was the big one. And so he'd made it through like 28 of the 29 rappels, and was on the last one, descending into the hiking trail to finish the whole thing. And there were just some complications with his device that he was using, and he lost a couple of his friction points on the device and ultimately fell. You guys can find more details online. But he fell despite the rescue efforts of about 50 people, a couple of airmed helicopters, and just a lot of great bystanders, paramedics, everything. They just weren't able to rescue him. The fall didn't actually take his life. His final tough guy move, he survived it. Freaking dork. So he's just such a tough guy. Had to show everybody he could do everything, and he showed gravity in that fall. Whose boss, he survived it. Because of the remote location he was at, getting from there though, after surviving that fall, getting from there to an actual operating room was just a series of hikes. 2 choppers, required 50 people to help out. They had to move him up and over boulder walls, and he just ultimately made it to the last chopper. So that's what has happened. I think most of you have seen that probably somewhere on a headline. Then we just wanted to share from our family's perspective what's transpired since. We happen to be, ironically, if you've been here with us for a few years, my dad passed away unexpectedly 3 years ago. Everyone was kind of scattered around the world when that happened, and we were the ones who were here. It's kind of like those first people on the scene. And once again, I don't know what it is, just the irony, I guess. We were here while we had family spread around the world. As the news spread out, they each got on planes and hurried back. We went over to my brother's house to be there with his family. If anybody watching doesn't know, my brother is my younger brother. He has a wife and 4 kids. And he loved them more than anything. We've been in the same neighborhood for like 16 years. We just keep following them everywhere.
I actually think it's 18 years.
18 years? Oh, before we even had kids. She has a better memory than I do. Yeah, we've been in 3 different cities together, 3 different homes in the same neighborhood, always within a block or less. We have kids around the same ages, and they're good friends. So we've been grateful that we've been able to be close by. Our kids have been able to be with them, be a distraction in some ways, be a comfort. We have precious, tender memories that'll be burning our memories forever. This isn't necessarily our story to share, but I know it'll be a minute before Lindsay would want to share it from her perspective. But from our perspective, the night that we found out, Lindsay was with her family on her way down to St. George area towards Zion National Park to just get more information. We're kind of getting information slowly. We packed a bag, threw some things in, not knowing what to expect, but decided that we would just head down for whatever could be happening. And we received a call that it may be significantly worse than any of us had imagined. And a good family friend of theirs called us and said to maybe hold back. There might not be a reason to go down there. So we instead went to their home and waited in their driveway. And a few minutes later they returned, having received the news. And we'll never forget, as their kids continued to pile out of the car and run to our arms. There just weren't enough arms to hold them all. There just wasn't enough love in the driveway. We needed Jetty. Mandy described it as the most horrible moment of her life. Just something we'll never forget. Just feeling so inadequate, trying to fill in his shoes, to be there for his family. And then the next day, because we just didn't want anybody to be alone, and I don't think they did either, Mindy picked him up and brought him here to the house. The whole family came here, and we'll never forget as they opened the door in the garage. Each one of this is so hard.
I know, you're doing awesome.
Each one of our kids ran to one of his kids, and they're same ages, same heights, same genders, same everything. And so they just immediately magnetized one to another, and all four of them stood in the doorway holding each other.
It was the most beautiful and most terrible moment.
They just were holding each other, crying, comforting, and it felt like it was just on pause. It just felt like it lasted forever. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Something we'll never forget. We appreciate everyone's understanding as we kind of posted just random old videos trying to keep the YouTube algorithm happy so that we didn't stop posting. During that week, we just wanted to tend to family, take care of Justin's family, make sure they had everything they need. It's just been overwhelming to see the love and the support pour in from all around the world, from so many of you, from neighbors, friends, family, acquaintances, people we've talked to once, people that his family's never met. You guys can see flowers behind us. It goes on forever back there, and at his house it's probably 10 times as much. And there's just been meals brought in and pantries stocked and refrigerators filled and generous donations and so much love. And I know everyone understands that still doesn't replace the father and the husband in the home, but we do appreciate everything that's been done to try and fill that void. They've been the recipients of some pretty cool, I guess you'd call them vigils. They had,
Oh man.
I mean, just breathtaking things. They had, I call them luminaries. Some people call them lanterns, but just like a paper bag with a light in it, all down their steps, all down their street. We had a night where a lot of friends and family came together and descended down the hill they live on, and it just felt like an army of angels here on earth coming down to pick them up. That was beautiful. We had another night where hundreds of youth showed up, so people around the kids' ages, all just kind of covered in glow sticks. And they brought up some really nice handwritten notes and posters. They stopped in front of the house and sang a psalm.
He gives us shelter in the storms of life, with no peace on earth, there's peace in life.
They just wanted kids especially to feel loved and comforted. And that one was really powerful. I mentioned earlier that this was Justin's birthday week trip that he likes to do. So he goes out and does it first week of October. And so since his passing, we've celebrated his birthday. And that was the day that they all came down the hill. That was actually on his birthday. They came down and sang happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Justin. Happy birthday to you.
It's hard stuff, guys. Hard stuff, as you can imagine. I mean, you hear these things online and you go, wow, what a tragedy. I can't even imagine. It's so tragic. And this is just as tragic as anything you could imagine. But truthfully, we still haven't lost hope. There's been a good dose of humor and lightheartedness. That was definitely Justin's way of coping. It's a Bingham coping method for sure. There's been love, comfort, peace, agonizing tears, pain, everything you can imagine. Sometimes all within 3 minutes. A roller coaster for sure. It's beautiful to have family. It's beautiful to have friends. It's beautiful to have great human beings around you. And it's our goal and our hope that Justin's family will never feel alone, never feel abandoned, never feel like they're going without. We just pray that the support continues throughout their life. It's been a huge wave of support, a tidal wave of support for this week. But this is their new life. So this is a whole lifetime of needing support. And I don't know. I know that at least some of their kids watch these videos and they might not be up for it just yet, but I just want to let them know how proud of them I am. They've been so strong, dealing with something most kids will never go through, and no kid should really have to, but they've been resilient. They've shown power, determination, strength, so many qualities that their dad had. Stepping in, taking care of their mom, taking care of the house, taking care of each other, not wallowing in their own self-pity, not using it as an excuse to give up on life. They've just been so exemplary in the way they've handled it, and I'm so proud of you guys. Your dad is too. And I don't even know if I can talk about Lindsay. We've sat in bed just not able to sleep, crying, thinking about what lies ahead and how unfair it feels. But giving up was just never an option for Jut, and Lindsay's the same way. I'm sure every part of her wants to, but it's not an option. She's been strong for her kids. She's been so resilient. She's been the leader. She's taken this devastation, this tragedy, handling it with poise that I wouldn't think possible. And no one would expect her to do it. If she just gave up and sat in a room and never came out, no one could blame her. But that's not how Justin did things. That's not how their household did things. They didn't just sit and let life pass them by. They lived it to the fullest, and that's not gonna stop. So, it feels uncomfortably similar to my dad's passing, but we don't know exactly when this video will go up, when we'll post it. We do have things to take care of and arrangements to make, and our hope is that we'll be back to a regular vlog schedule as soon as we're able to. As soon as tomorrow is the hope by the time this goes up. And we just wanted to leave you with a little tribute. A little video to Judd that we put together of some of the fun memories. There's way, way more, but these are just some that have been captured on YouTube over the years.
Lindsay, Landon, Ashton, Turbo, and Ava. We love you so much.
We're here for you guys for the rest of forever. Until you guys run into your dad's arms. I love you guys.
We love you.
Day one, heaps. Heading up, I don't know, somewhere over there. Here we go, boys. Do we need the music or not yet?
Yeah. Well, I hate that the only way I can say what I need to say.
Hey, you're the greatest. Okay, so I love you. I love you too. Probably more than you love me. I don't even know if that's possible. I love you, man.
Now you're forever young, and I'm living like I'm dying. All I'm doing is just trying to make you proud. Yeah, love is like a first kiss. You don't know how long it's gonna last. All you get is what you get, and it gets real, really.
This huge shout out and thanks to Juddy letting us use his boat.
I'ma learn a little more, dream a little deep, leave all the leaders, keep all the keepers, find peace of mind in the time the good Lord gives. I'ma cross one off, put two more on it, say I love you for the moment's gone, and never have to ask myself what if, when I get to the bottom of my bucket list.
I'm probably gonna steal this video and pretend it's me.
Mine used to look real pretty, was the picture in the dictionary of the guy that wasn't ready to grow up. And all it took was a last goodbye, broken heart on borrowed time, and letting go of things that are hard to let go of. Now I love a little more, dream a little deeper, leave all the leaders, keep all the keepers, find peace of mind in the time the good Lord gives. Oh, I'ma cross one off, put two more on it, say I love you for the moment's gone, and never have to ask myself what if, when I get to the bottom of my bucket list. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
Like this guy cooks.
character.
Yeah, life's like a first kiss, you don't know how long it's gonna last. All you get is what you get, and it gets real, really fast.
Let's go!
I'ma love a little more, dream a little deeper, leave all the leavers, keep all the keepers, find peace of mind in the time the good Lord gives. Oh, cross one off, put two more on it, say I love you for the moment's gone, and never have to hurt myself. What if, when I get to the bottom of my bucket,
Captain Deckhand, thank you. Aye, aye. All hands on deck.
oh, the bottom of my bucket list.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Brandon has actually been nicer than usual.
I'm not even recording over here, dude, because I have nothing to record. Yeah, no,
What's
nothing
that
going
red
on.
dot then on your screen? What is that?
I've been meaning to clean that off. You go ahead.
That's weird.